Good evening. This is Smooth Trades on Twitter with Legerity Trading. This is a recap of some futures trading on February 24th, 2025. As you guys know, I am a Harmonics trader. So I saw the potential here today in the futures coming into like 10:30, 10:45. I'm starting to see what looks like a W, as you can see here. Part of a W. So we're looking for this C to D leg. So this is a perfect setup for me. So once we get to this candle here, 10:45, and even before that, I'm starting to pull out my tools here. I'm gonna set my levels. And we'll just pop this up here. So I'm watching this for a turn. If you have my cheat sheet, you'll see that the maximum retrace is going to be around an 88 here. So I'm saying this can pop down, somewhere around this 97.50, 97.75. That's the lowest that this can go to qualify as a harmonic, or then it has to get to like a 113 to a 161.8. Those are a little harder to pick. So if we can get a turn in this zone, I'm definitely excited for a trade. So we come back in here, we put in our Fibonacci measuring tool from our peak to our A point, and now we have our fib levels in. And then let's jump forward. Okay, now we're getting a little bit of a bearish engulfing candle here, so we're waiting. And I get this wick down here. And this wicked me right down to the maximum extension you want to see for this to qualify. So I take a position on this candle. I got in around 98.50, around here. Because that had a really tight risk. If this was going to get below like 97, I'd be out. So very, very small risk reward here for potentially, huge upside, 50 points or more. So I'm in 98.50, and I'm looking for, a quick scale to try and reduce my risk, get up to the 6,010. This is the first Fibonacci resistance. Let's see what happens. So we get it. First, next 5-minute candle, we're at 6,010. We can take a scale. We've now already got, 10 points in the bag, and we're sitting pretty. Even if we come back down and reject, we're well protected if you scale a decent amount. Some, we like to scale half on the first, and then reduce the size of scales as we go up. So let's jump in to the next candle. Okay, we get a nice pop up, a little bit of a rejection, but nothing telling us to get out. And we're looking to get to this 21-day, 38 fib at 6,019 area. And there we go. We're ready for a scale. So again, we're just using this harmonic structure. The Fibonacci's on the way up just to guide us. We have a longer term fib, another 38 here at 6,022. You can take another scale there. And there you go. And you also have this wick here of the retracement back up, the B point. And then we're looking at this 50 Fibonacci and VWAP up here at 6,027 and a quarter, thereabouts. And there we go. We got it. So we're scaled out here. And now we're eyeing the 61.8, which is typically where I'm down to runners. And there we go. We wicked up to it, and then we continued to grind here for a little bit. Actually got a rejection, but I have a 2 fib rule, especially if I'm in runners here. Unless we start breaking down below this 38, 1 fib, 2 fib. I'm still happy to ride some runners. Definitely scaling back. 61.8 is where I'm heavily scaled. But as you can see, we kept popping back up here. Typical price action around a 61.8. And eventually we did get a little pop back to this 70 fib and pretty close to this 78. And there we go, we touched it to the penny. 6,046, definitely scale there. Again, I'm down to runners at this point. And this pattern's definitely getting elongated here. You want to see a little symmetry to this, so it's not necessarily something you would need to still be in, but definitely gave us a nice move. This is a bearish pattern, so we are looking for a short off of these levels too, if you want to take the reversal, which eventually did come, but took a little bit into the early afternoon before we got that sell-off. Again, we're retesting this 78. We actually came up to another longer-term Fibonacci level here, and then eventually just did grind and grind, and then got a little bit of a sell-off into the afternoon. So this was the trade, the main trade of the day for me. 98 entry. My last exit was up here around 6,045, 46, and stopped out of my last runners once we started breaking down. So that's it. That's harmonic trading. Very easy to find out your low risk entry. Pretty aggressive entry. Sometimes you'll want to draw a trend line in this area where you're seeing a little bit of, oops, let me see here. There we go. You know, getting a little bit of a, that's better, like there. Once you start breaking this trend line, you can take an entry up in here. Once you're over this 23 fib, a little less of an aggressive entry. This was definitely more aggressive down here. But that just depends on your style. Once you play these, you get a little more confident that you know this is going to turn down here at this max level. Gives me an opportunity to be scaling here when others may be entering. But even if you entered here, it's sort of a second entry place. It really held well at this 6,010 level. Continued to give you a scale here, scale at the 61.8. Leave some runners up for the 78, potentially the 88.6, which we never quite got to. But that's how we do harmonics, how we enter, how we scale. And this was just a nice example of an easy harmonic for 40 points plus. Have a good evening. See you tomorrow.